And then UK, hope you guys having a good day. We're here for a massive game as Newcastle taking on AC Milan in the Champions League. Should be a cracking game, guys. The Toon Army well up for this. Great atmosphere in the ground. And the teams on the field just shaking hands and doing a coin toss. So let me just quickly share team news on screen with you guys. So there we go. As you guys can see, Newcastle lining up with 4 at the back, 3 in midfield, and 3 up front. Milan going with the same formation. So it's going to be an interesting game, guys. And hopefully Newcastle come out on top as they need the 3 points tonight. How's it going, Ben? Ben's dropping in. How's it going, Ben? Welcome to the show, Ben. Saying we're beating Leicester 1-0. Cool. Good start for you guys to the night as we're off and underway. And Milan get us kicked off as they play the ball straight back to the goalkeeper. Tom Bradley scoring for Millwall. Awesome. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Yeah, getting the noses in front is a good start, but long game tonight against Leicester. Obviously, Leicester in great form as challenge goes in on this near side. And the referee gives the free kick to Milan. So, yeah, thank you for that, Ben. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're enjoying the game. So now Milan with the free kick on this near side. Stevie's with us. How's it going, Stevie? Stevie saying evening, Gaz and chat. How's it going, Stevie? Good to have you with us, mate. Appreciate you always helping out in the background. Ball kick long now down the field as it bounces out of play. And that's going to be a goal kick to Newcastle. And Ben saying, yeah, Leicester are top. I know, mate. Yeah, thank you. Hopefully you guys can get a good result in that one, but early in the night, there's now the ball kicked long by the goalkeeper. Ball knocked out wide on this near side. There's now Milan go to kick it long, and Newcastle make the challenge, and the ball's gone out of play for throwing to Milan. Now ball knocked up the field as both sets of players challenge for it. And Newcastle have knocked it out of play. So throw into Newcastle as the ball ricochets off the Milan player there. So Ben just saying only the 5th goal conceded by Leicester this season. Well, hopefully you guys can hang on to it. Now Newcastle knocking the ball out wide on that far side. Ball played long as Almiro with that possession on that far side. He just cuts it back as now Newcastle come inside. Ball with Joe Linton as he comes out to help out on that far side. Now ball crossed into the box as Milan have almost knocked it into the back of their own net. But the goalkeeper managing to pluck the ball out of the air there. So goal kick here now for Milan. Ball knocked up the field as both sets of players challenging for it. Now it's knocked out wide on this near side as Milan kick it long. Both sets of players challenging for it just inside the Newcastle half. Now Newcastle coming away with it as they now play the ball into the centre, racing into the centre circle as now it's knocked out wide on that far side. Newcastle moving up the field as Milan shifting players back behind the ball. Newcastle still with the possession. I say just cut the ball back to the centre backs. Now long crossfield ball out wide to this near side as Newcastle now with the possession midway inside the Milan half. Now racing into the centre circle as the challenge comes in and Gordon brought down there. And that's going to be a free kick for Newcastle in a dangerous position, about 25 yards from goal, maybe slightly more. Ben is saying, draw would make me happy. Well, yeah, I'd say, mate, hope you guys get a good result in that one, but still early in the night yet, mate. So hopefully you guys can do good. You did well, didn't you, when you took the lead against Milan? Sorry, against, was it Middlesbrough, Sunderland, first game of the season? I can't remember now. So we got this free kick here for Newcastle. Shot comes in and it's always rising. Good effort from Trippier, but straight over the top of the crossbar. Ben saying, as Ipswich are second for now. Well, as I say, mate, you guys got your noses in front earlier in the game in the season, and when you have, you've done well. So hopefully that'll give you guys good motivation in that game to try and hang on and get something out of it. Ben, the best League One, also saying, but come on, you Geordies. Thank you, mate. Nice one, Ben. Newcastle now with the possession at the back. As they're just knocking it about on the edge of the box. Now the goalkeeper kicks the ball long down the centre of the field as it's headed on. And Milan just managing to intercept it at the back. Now it's knocked out wide on this near side as the referee blows the whistle with the offside flag. So free kick to Milan just outside their own box. Now the ball played out wide on that far side. It's now Newcastle coming forward. Challenged by Milan, but Newcastle coming away with it. And now Newcastle on the attack down that far side as Trippier now tries to cross the ball into the box, but it's blocked off by Milan and the ball bounces out on that far side for throw into Newcastle midway inside the Milan half of the field. Throwing comes in. Milan knock it straight back out of play. Hassan's with us. How's it going, Hassan? How are you doing, mate? Welcome to the show, mate. Hassan saying Newcastle need to win and hope Borussia Dortmund win at the other game. Yeah, absolutely, Hassan. Fingers crossed Newcastle can get the win. They just need to concentrate on their own performance tonight, I think, and hope that the other game takes care of itself. But yeah, thank you for that, Hassan. Good to have you with us, mate. Ball knocked up the field now as both sets of players challenge for it on this near side, and it just goes out of play. Now Newcastle with the throw-in as the ball comes in. They play it back into the centre circle. Now the ball kicked long out wide to that far side as Newcastle just managing to keep it in play. Now Milan making the challenge, and again the referee gives the foul here. So free kick to Newcastle. Now Newcastle with the free kick as the ball played into the centre, knocked out wide to this near side as now they try to come forward. Ball played into the centre. Now it's knocked out wide to that far side, but it's a bit too much on that. Trippier unable to reach it, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. So thank you for that, Hassan, mate. Ben saying Red Star did really well, or were City playing badly? Now, City just made a lot of changes, mate. 9 changes in that game before for City. They'd already qualified, hadn't they? So they didn't need to go all out tonight. Obviously, they're still very much in the title race, so it was obviously we're going to rest players tonight. So yeah, just slightly weaker team than we used to for City. Ball kicked out long on that far side as Newcastle unable to keep it in play, and that will be a throw into Milan on the far side of the field, inside their own half. Ben saying only 3-2 to City. Yeah, well, I'd say, mate, they'd already qualified, so they didn't need to go all out in that game. But and let's say 9 changes to the team. Ball played up the field as Newcastle managed to intercept it, knocking it back to the goalkeeper. And now Newcastle build from the back. As Milan come to press from the front, Newcastle just knocked the ball out to this near side. And now the ball cut back to the goalkeeper. Now the goalkeeper kicking it out wide on that far side, but it's a poor one, and it goes out of play for a throw into Milan. Milan with the throw in midway inside Newcastle's half. Taken short there as they come back inside. Newcastle challenge for it. Now Newcastle winning it back as they try to get on the move up the field. Racing forward now. Challenge comes in from Milan, and referee blows for a foul. So free kick to Newcastle just on the edge of the centre circle, just inside their own half. Ball kicked out wide on that far side. Now Milan win it back. Ben is saying supporting Aldershot tonight for the FA Cup. Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Ben. Thank you, mate. Hope they got a good result. So Milan now with the possession, knocked out wide to this near side. As the ball cut back into the centre. Now Milan coming forward as Newcastle bodies back behind the ball here as Newcastle forcing Milan to play it backwards. Milan now play it forward, but it's intercepted by Newcastle. Now Newcastle knocking the ball out wide to this near side. Space to run into now as they come racing forward into the Milan half. Ball played into the centre. As now Newcastle tried to take the shot from distance, but it's blocked off and goes out as the goalkeeper just managed to get to the byline there and knock it out on that far side for a throw-in. So Newcastle now with the throw-in deep inside Milan's half of the field. Ball comes in from the throw-in. It's now Trippier playing it back to the halfway line as Newcastle now with the possession as they play it forward down that far side. Milan sitting deep as Newcastle now play it back into the centre. Now Joe Linton playing it forward as Newcastle again on the edge of the box, and another bad challenge there, but the referee not giving it. It's now Milan hitting Newcastle on the counter-attack, racing forward down the centre. Strong challenge comes in from Newcastle, but Milan have managed to retain it as they knock it out wide to this near side. Coming into the box, attempted cross, but they've ended up blasting it behind. And that will be a goal kick to Newcastle. Ben is saying if United made 9 changes, we might not even challenge, probably lose 11-0. I don't know about that, mate. Don't know. Maybe the youngsters would be more proud to represent the club than some of the current players. So goal kick now for Newcastle. Ball kick long up the field As Newcastle head it on. Now Newcastle on that far side as Milan just managed to intercept it and they've knocked it out for a throw-in. So throw-in to Newcastle deep inside the Milan half. Now Newcastle with the throw-in. As they now come forward, working it still down that far side. As the ball crossed into the box. Newcastle picking up the pieces as Milan challenge for it. Knocked towards goal, but it's a timid shot from Joe Linton. And the goalkeeper manages to intercept that quite comfortably. It's now Milan on the attack. Goalkeeper throws the ball out wide to this near side. As now they come forward, knocking the ball up the field. So thank you for that, Ben, mate. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but thank you for sharing your thoughts. Now Newcastle knocking the ball forward. As he almost got in behind there. But Milan managing to knock it away out to this near side for a throw-in. So now Newcastle with the ball played into the centre. Now Man City. Now, sorry, Newcastle knocking it back to the goalkeeper. As now they play it out wide on that far side. Now coming forward as they play it up towards the halfway line. Milan just coming to press the ball from the front. Not winning it. Ben is saying Plymouth on 10 men. Did you did you not mean women? I don't even remember mentioning Plymouth. When did I mention Plymouth? I don't even remember mentioning Plymouth apart from earlier when we were talking about fans that feel that their club is hated. So I mentioned it then, but other than that, I haven't mentioned Plymouth tonight that I can remember. Yeah, I'm just checking the ladies' games. No Plymouth involved in the ladies' game. So I don't know, Ben. I don't know, mate. I don't remember mentioning Plymouth. Now, the ball out on that far side for a throw-in. So yeah, apologies, Ben. I don't remember mentioning Plymouth. And Ben saying, sorry, I'm trying to say they're on 10 men. Okay, mate, no worries. Milan knocking the ball out wide on that far side as now they come forward. Challenge comes in from Newcastle and the ball has gone out of play for throwing on that far side, just inside the Newcastle half. So yeah, no worries, Ben. No worries, mate. Thank you. Ball comes in from the throw-in as Newcastle now with a possession further up the field. Ball played into the centre. As now they come forward, knocking the ball out wide to this near side. As Newcastle still with the possession as Milan come to challenge for it, but Newcastle managing to retain it as they now play it into the centre circle and then knock it back to the goalkeeper under pressure. The centre backs under pressure. Now ball knocked out wide on that far side with a long crossfield ball. Trippier winning the ball under pressure. Now played forward as Newcastle trying to work it down that far side. Now coming back inside as Milan pressing the ball and forcing Newcastle to move backwards, but they now play it into the centre as now Newcastle with a shot from distance, but it was always rising and goes over the bar. Ben saying I'll keep you up to date, updated on the Dortmund game. Thank you, Ben. Nice one, mate. Yeah, I'll try and keep an eye on it myself as well if I can. But yeah, updates on that would be good if you're watching it or you're keeping an eye on it. Thank you, Ben. Nice one, mate. Top man. Thank you, Ben. Goalkeeper kicks the ball long down the centre of the field. As now both sets of players challenge for it. Now the ball headed back down towards the halfway line as now Milan picking up the pieces. Now Milan charging forward down the middle as they knock it out wide to that far side. Now ball chipped into the box as Newcastle knock it away. Both sets of players challenging for it outside the box as uh, Milan head it forward, and now Newcastle almost intercept it there, but Milan coming from an offside position. I've got the flag up, so that'll be a free kick to Newcastle. They just chipped the ball forward there, and the Milan player in behind, and he came from an offside position to intercept the ball, and obviously didn't get noticed straight away. So flag up and free kick for Newcastle just outside their own box. So Newcastle now with this free kick taken short. And it's now Newcastle knocking it out wide on this near side. Ball played back into the centre though as Milan come to challenge for it. Now a long crossfield ball out wide to that far side. As now Newcastle moving up the field at pace. Ball played forward into the boxes. Newcastle now with a shot. Oh, and it's saved just before it crosses the line, with Milan getting back with some last-ditch defending to knock it wide of the far post. But fantastic effort from Newcastle with Joe Linton coming in on this near side and Milan scrambling to keep it out of the back of the net. So corner on the far side for Newcastle. Corner comes in, knocked away as Newcastle pick up the pieces on that far side. Now playing it back to the halfway line as now Newcastle knock it forward. Milan coming out to press the ball, but Newcastle managing to retain it as they eventually knock it all the way back to the goalkeeper, who's come out of his area. And now Newcastle play it out wide to this near side as Milan come to intercept it. Headed forward, but Newcastle managed to win it as they knock it back in the same direction. Now Newcastle with the possession, back with the centre-backs. Now played out wide on that far side as Milan challenge for it, and it goes out of play for throwing to Newcastle. Ben saying, don't forget to hit the like button, to smash the like button to help support Gaz. Thank you, Ben. Nice one, mate. Top man. Appreciate that. Newcastle now playing the ball down that far side as they come towards the edge of the Milan box. Milan with plenty of bodies out on that far side trying to challenge for the ball, but Newcastle have managed to retain it. Now playing it forward as they just couldn't keep it in there, and it's gone out of play for a throw into Milan. So yeah, thank you, Ben. Yes, guys, please do hit that like button if you could, and thank you very much if you have already. Really appreciate the support, guys. Thank you. So throwing on the far side for Milan, just inside their own half as they now knock the ball back to the goalkeeper. Now the goalkeeper plays it out wide on this near side as Milan scrambling to keep it in. Just managed to do so before Newcastle eventually have headed it out of play. Ball comes back in as now Milan have knocked it out of play. So throwing for Newcastle midway inside the Milan half on this near side. Ball comes in as Newcastle forced to play it back to their centre-backs under pressure. Now the ball played forward as Milan come to challenge for it, and Newcastle just knock it back to their centre-backs and eventually all the way back to the goalkeeper. If you just join us, guys, we're just coming up to 23 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Newcastle with the possession as it's chipped forward down the centre of the field. Milan now winning it as they knock it out wide on that far side. Now Milan racing forward towards the edge of the Newcastle box. Ball comes in as Milan have knocked it wide of the far part of this near side post. Coming in from that far side, but unable to get the shot on target. That'll be a goal kick to Newcastle. So thank you for that, Ben. Nice one, mate. Now Newcastle knocking the ball out wide on this near side as the ball played forward. Now Joe Linton with the possession as he knocks it out wide to that far side, but it's cut out by Milan, who chip it back in the direction it came from. But Newcastle quickly challenge for it and win it back. Now Newcastle playing it forward again into the centre circle as Milan challenge for it, but Newcastle managing to retain it as they knock it out wide to this near side. Now coming forward into the Milan half as they're still on this near side, but Milan with plenty of bodies behind the ball. Newcastle forced to play it back again to their defensive line. Now a long crossfield ball out to that far side as Trippier manages to keep it in. Now played forward as Newcastle trying to work it down that far side. Now taking it towards the byline as Milan challenge for it and win it back. Now Milan tried to clear their lines, but the ball deflects out, and that's going to be a throw in deep inside the Milan half for Milan. Soft ass. Come on. Milan player dragging his feet because he's too busy putting his gloves on. Oh, is it a bit cold for you in the north? Oh, Newcastle now playing the ball out wide on that far side as they won it back in the centre. Now, ball crossed in and it's headed towards goal as the goalkeeper makes a fantastic save there. Now Milan on the attack as they race forward. Challenged straight away by Newcastle though, and now the referee's blown for a foul. So free kick to Milan. Ben is saying PSG being wasteful in front of goal. That's good to hear, mate. Thank you for that, Ben. Nice one, mate. Good to hear. Awesome. Nice one, Ben. Thank you for the update, mate. Newcastle now on the attack as they play the ball forward. And now winning another free kick midway inside the Milan half. So Newcastle now with a free kick. It's about 35 yards from goal out to this near side. Now Newcastle with the possession as they take the free kick now, playing it into the centre, not forward, but it's challenged by Milan as they win it back. Now Milan knocking it forward, but quickly pounced on by Newcastle as Newcastle now winning the ball back, playing it out wide on that far side as now they come forward in numbers down that far side, working it towards the byline. Can they get the cross? The attempted cross is blocked, but Newcastle managing to pick up the deflected ball as now they play it out towards the edge of the box. Now played back up the field as they knock it down this near side, but then cut back into the centre as Milan pressing the ball well from the front, but camped out on their own edge of their own box at the moment as Newcastle just knocking the ball about midway inside the Milan half. Now it's knocked out wide on this near side as Newcastle now come forward, playing it into the centre. Again, still with the possession on the edge of the box as they work it out to that far side now. Trying to come forward. Ball played in behind us. Newcastle trying to get to the byline. And it blocked off there by Milan as the ball just rolls out of play. And that will be a goal kick to Milan. Ben is saying, I'm sure I haven't heard that before. Okay, what have you not heard? Goal kick now for Milan. Taken short at the back as now they knock it out wide on this near side. Ball chipped forward as both sets of players challenge for it on the halfway line, but Newcastle managed to knock it back in the direction. Now Newcastle knocking it forward into the box. A bit of a collision there, but the ball eventually deflects all the way back to the Milan goalkeeper, who throws it out wide on that far side. Newcastle quickly challenge for it as the ball played back into the centre. Now it's knocked out wide to this near side as Milan coming forward into the Newcastle half of the field. Ball played back into the centre here as Newcastle quickly getting bodies back behind the ball. And Milan just play it back to the centre circle before knocking it out wide on that far side. Eventually, ball knocked all the way back to the goalkeeper, though, as Milan now kick the ball long down the field, looking to try and get in behind. But Newcastle just do enough there to win it back. Now Newcastle playing it out wide to this near side as they just run it out of play there. And that will be a throw into Milan, midway inside the Newcastle half on this near side. Ball comes in. Both sets of players challenge for it. Now it's played forward by Milan as it goes straight back to the Newcastle goalkeeper. Now goalkeeper chucks it out wide to Trippier on that far side. Loads of space to run into as now Trippier knocks it long. Ball crossed into the box. And Milan just managing to get back and knock the ball away out wide on that far side as it goes out of play. And that will be a throw into Newcastle, midway inside the Milan half. Throw-in taken quickly as Newcastle whip the ball back to the halfway line. Now it's played out wide on this near side, knocked forward as Newcastle trying to get the ball into the box, but another challenge comes in from Milan, but the referee waves it away. As now Milan trying to play out from the back, knocked forward down this near side as Newcastle challenge for it, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. Hassan is saying it's just a little bit frustration with Newcastle have all the possession and domination, are dominating the game, but not making it count. It may hurt them later. You could be right. Thank you, Hassan. Yeah, great comment, mate. You could be right, but I think it's just a bit scrappy at the minute, to be fair, mate. It's a bit scrappy, I think. That's probably the best way to describe it. Newcastle have had the majority of the possession, but like I say, it's a bit fast and frantic at the moment. But that's because both teams need the win to give themselves a chance of qualifying. Now, Milan with the possession, but thank you for that, Hassan. Top comment, mate. Ball worked out wide on that far side for Milan as they bring it towards the edge of the Newcastle box. Newcastle challenge for it, winning it back. Now Newcastle on the attack as they race forward, but quickly surrounded by Milan players as they're forced to cut it back. But now they do, and now Newcastle racing forward down the centre as they knock it out towards the edge of the box. Now the shot comes in. Oh, it is a goal! An absolute bullet of a shot from Joelinton, smashing the ball into the back of the net. 32 and a half minutes gone. Newcastle 1, Milan 0. Get in. Fantastic ball and fantastic shot there from Joelinton as the Toon Army gets on their feet and shows homage for that beautiful goal smashed into the back of the net. Well, it was coming. Newcastle keep pressing, and it was coming. But that's the kind of ruthlessness they need to show in the Champions League. Just take their chances, be brave, in possession, get a glimpse at goal, take a shot, and that's what happens. Absolutely rocket of a shot right into the top corner of the net to give Newcastle the lead. Hassan saying, what a shot. Out of this world strike. Well done. Thank you, Hassan. Absolutely, mate. Awesome goal from Newcastle. And followed by a top comment from Hassan. Top man. Thank you, mate. And Hassan just letting us know Celtic scored also just for pride. Well, yeah, they need it, mate. They need it. Let's hope Celtic can go out of Europe tonight with a win. Give the fans some hope for next season. Milan now with a free kick on that far side. Ball crossed into the box as Newcastle managed to knock it away. Milan picking up the pieces further up the field as they're forced to knock it all the way back to the goalkeeper under pressure from Newcastle. If it stays like this, guys, it will put Newcastle into second place. Now Newcastle with the possession at the back as the ball cleared up the field by Milan. Now Newcastle chipping the ball out wide on this near side as they tried to keep it in play there, but it just gets away from them and goes out of play for a Milan throw-in. Milan now with the possession on this near side, deep inside their own half, as now they play it into the centre. Now Milan coming forward as they work their way up towards the halfway line. Now it's played out wide on that far side as Newcastle challenge for it and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. So if you just joined us, guys, 35 and a half minutes gone and it's Newcastle 1, Milan 0. Absolutely beautiful shot from Joe Linton to open the scoring as Milan now playing the ball out wide to this near side. And Newcastle come to challenge for it. But Milan knocking it back to their centre-backs. Now Milan with the possession at the back as they're just knocking it about at the moment, midway inside their own half. Now ball knocked out wide on that far side as Milan trying to come forward. Newcastle coming to challenge for it, but Milan now chip the ball forward as it's headed back in the direction it came from. Now Newcastle picking up the loose ball, taking it out wide on this near side as now they race forward into the Milan half, racing towards the box. Milan scrambling to get back behind the ball as eventually they deflect the ball out of play on this near side from Gordon trying to cut the ball back and it goes out for a throw into Newcastle deep inside the Milan half. Ball comes in from Newcastle throwing as they knock it back to the halfway line. Now it's chipped out wide to that far side as Newcastle now trying to keep the pressure on. Ball cut back to the halfway line though, under pressure from Milan as Newcastle now play it forward and again immediately under pressure. But Newcastle still coming forward as they keep the pressure on, knocking it out wide to that far side as Trippier again challenged, but he manages to work past the challenge, playing it forward as now Newcastle working it down that far side, managed to take it to, trying to take it to the byline before a strong challenge comes in from Milan. And Newcastle have won a free kick on the edge of the box on that far side. So free kick to Newcastle in a good position here out on that far side. Just to let you guys know what's going on in some other games. Atletico Madrid 1-0 up against Lazio. Celtic have taken the lead against Feyenoord as Hassan has told us. Thank you, Hassan. Borussia Dortmund currently 0-0 with Paris. And Newcastle 1-0 up here. Porto currently 1-1 with Shakhtar Donetsk. And Royal Antwerp currently 1-1 with Barcelona. Free kick on the far side, right outside the box for Newcastle. Ball crossed in, headed away by Milan as Newcastle trying to intercept it outside the box, but it's knocked away as Milan now coming away with it. Space to run into as now Milan racing down that far side and Newcastle just managed to get back, but the referee has blown the whistle here. So yeah, just to let you guys know, I'll come back to that in a minute. Newcastle kicking the ball long down that far side as Milan come to intercept it, and the ball eventually deflected behind. So it's going to be a corner, I think, on the far side for Newcastle. Just to let you guys know, in the Championship, Cardiff nil, Birmingham 1, Coventry nil, Southampton nil, Leicester nil, Millwall 1, Norwich City 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Queen's Park Rangers nil, Plymouth nil, Middlesbrough 1, Hull City 1. Corner comes in, headed away by Milan as Newcastle trying to pick up the pieces on that far side. And now and referee blows for a foul and a yellow card for the Milan player there. Yeah, just an elbow to the head on Almiron. So free kick on that far side, and it's Rafael Leao, the Milan player with the booking. Stoppage at the moment, guys. We're waiting for this free kick. So free kick on the far side for Newcastle, but Almiron just receiving treatment from the medical staff. So just to let you guys know, in the FA Cup, currently Stockport County 0, Aldershot Town 0, half time in that one. One game to tell you about in the Scottish Championship tonight, guys. Arbroath 1, Wraith Rovers 1, half time in that one as well. So we're about to have this free kick for Newcastle. Ball crossed into the box as it's headed up into the air, knocked away as Newcastle picking up the pieces outside the box. Now it's knocked out wide to this near side as Newcastle eventually knock it out of play, and that would be a throw into Milan midway inside their own half on this near side. Ball comes in as Milan now playing it into the centre, coming forward. Ball knocked out wide on that far side as now Milan playing it forward into the Newcastle half. Now it's knocked out wide on this near side as Milan with the possession further up the field. Ball cut back as Newcastle defending well on their box as Milan just knock it all the way back to the goal, to the centre circle on the halfway line. Now played out wide on that far side as they keep the pressure on with Newcastle pegged back towards their own goal at the moment. Milan just knocking it about on that far side as Newcastle come to challenge for it. Milan play it back into the centre circle. Now it's knocked out wide to this near side as Milan now trying to play it forward. And it's challenged by Newcastle as Milan managing to pick up the loose ball low as they now come forward, playing it out wide on that far side as Newcastle managed to intercept it. So thank you for that, Hassan. So Milan still with the possession at the back as they knock it out wide on that far side. Now it's played back into the centre. As Milan trying to come forward here, but they've lost it there as Newcastle win it back in the centre circle. Now Newcastle knocking it out wide on that far side, but the Milan player just managing to get back and intercept it. Now Milan playing it into the centre. Ball played forward as Newcastle intercept it. And now Newcastle knocking it forward. It's now Newcastle with space to run into as the ball deflects out wide on this near side. Now coming forward as they come into the box, challenged by Milan, who managed to knock it away, but Newcastle picked up the possession further up the field. Now Newcastle knocking it out wide on that far side as they take it to the byline. Attempted cross, and it's blocked off by Milan as the ball deflects out for a corner to Newcastle on the far side. Ben is saying, we love you, Dortmund. Keep PSG silent. Thank you, Ben. Nice one, mate. Yeah, still 0-0 in that one, guys. 43 minutes gone. So Newcastle with the corner on the far side of the field. We're waiting for this corner, but the referee's just having a word with some players in the box. It's Wilson just having a little bit of chewing and throwing with one of the Milan defenders. So 2 minutes to be added on at the end of this first half, guys. Oh, come on, ref. This ref is a bit of an authoritarianism. Corner comes in as the goalkeeper goes to ground, and now the referee's going to show his authority with a yellow card. Who's he give the booking to? He's booked somebody here. Who's he booked? I think he's booked the Milan. Yeah, he's booked the Milan goalkeeper, Mike Magnan, the goalkeeper for Milan, into the referee's book. Needs to calm himself down there. He's going to get himself in bother. Just get on with it, lad. This goalkeeper's making a big palaver over something or nothing. Ball kicked long up the field. As both sets of players challenge for it, and now we've got a clash of heads, and that will be a free kick to Newcastle. Hassan is saying Champions League history. Newcastle youngsters Lewis Miley could be the youngest English player to assist in the Champions League in the Champions League game. Awesome. Thank you, Hassan. Yeah, I didn't know that, mate. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I didn't know that, Hassan. What a guy. Top stuff, Hassan. Thank you for sharing that, mate. What a guy. Loving the info there, Hassan. Thank you, mate. Ball kicked long out wide on this near side, but we're not got time to carry on as the referee blows for the half-time whistle. So, yeah, thank you for that, Hassan. Top man. Great comment, that, mate. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So, yeah, bit of history being made by Newcastle. Well spotted, Hassan. Excuse me, guys. Right, bear with me a second, guys. Just going to bring the half-time match stats up, and then I'm going to have to quickly go to the gentleman's for a minute. I've been drinking too much coffee today, guys. Right, so thank you for that, Hassan. Right, guys, gonna quickly share the halftime stats. Hang on here a minute. So here we go, guys. Here's the halftime match stats. And as you can see, guys, it's halftime and it's currently Newcastle 1, Milan nil. And this is how the game has gone in numbers. Total shots 8 for Newcastle, 1 for Milan. Shots on target 5 for Newcastle, none for Milan. Possession 58%. Sorry, 59% for Newcastle, 41% for Milan. Passes 229 for Newcastle, 164 for Milan. Pass accuracy 84% for Newcastle, 77% for Milan. Fouls uh, 7 against Newcastle, 8 against Milan. Yellow cards, none for Newcastle, 2 for Milan. Red cards, none. Offsides, 1 apiece. And corners, 3 for Newcastle, none for Milan. So if it stays like this, guys, that's where Newcastle will finish. If it stays like this, with obviously the other game drawing between Dortmund and PSG. Hassan is saying one of my friends just sent me a message. Sorry, one of my friends just sent me a text stating that Miley has taken over. Theo Walcott had the record as the youngest English player to assist in the Champions League. Ah, right. Thank you, Hassan. Awesome bit of info there, mate. Thank you very much, Hassan. Yeah, that's quite interesting, that, mate. Thank you. Well, yeah, definitely. Breaking, wow, fantastic. Newcastle adding new history to the Champions League on behalf of UK clubs. Awesome. Thank you, Hassan. Great bit of info, that, mate. Right, guys, just bear me a second while uh, sorry, while it's a bit quiet in the chat, I'm just going to quickly go to the gentleman's. So just bear me a second back, guys. I'll be back in a couple of moments. And hopefully you guys will have dropped in a few more comments for me to reply to. So I'll be back in a moment, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Too much coffee, I think, tonight. so, uh, Ben is saying 1-1 Leicester, scored 48 minutes. Thank you, Ben. Oh, 2-1 Leicester now. Oh, well, hopefully you guys can get yourself back into it, mate. So let's quickly read around the results around the ground, guys, while we've got a half-time break. So in the Champions League, currently Atletico Madrid 1, Lazio 0, Celtic 1, Feyenoord 0. Group F, Borussia Dortmund 0, Paris Saint-Germain 0, as we know right here, 1-0 to Newcastle. Group G, played earlier on, guys. Red Star Belgrade scoring 2 goals, but it wasn't enough as Manchester City coming out on top 3-2. The other game in that group finished RB Leipzig 2, Young Boys 1. In Group H, FC Porto currently 2-1 up against Shakhtar Donetsk. Royal Antwerp drawing 1-1 with Barcelona at half-time in those ones. In the English Championship, guys, Cardiff 0, Birmingham City 1, Coventry City 1, Southampton 0, Leicester City 2, Millwall 1, Norwich City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Plymouth 0, and Middlesbrough 1, Hull City 0. FA Cup, guys, second round replay, Stockport County 0, Aldershot Town 0. 55 minutes gone in that one. In the Women's Champions League, guys, it finished earlier. Rosengard ladies 0, Barcelona ladies 6, Benfica ladies 0, Eintracht Frankfurt ladies 0. Half time in that one. St. Potten ladies 0, Slavia Prague ladies 0. That's a full time result. And Lyon ladies 2, Brannan ladies 0. Half time in that one. In the FA Women's League Cup, Aston Villa ladies 5, Durham ladies 1, full-time result that one. Blackburn Rovers ladies 0, Sunderland ladies 3, 95 plus 1 in that one gone. In Everton ladies 0, Liverpool ladies 2, 95 plus 5 gone in that one. And in Group D, Arsenal ladies 3, Tottenham ladies 3, full-time that one. Match goes to penalties, so penalties obviously not been done yet. Bristol City ladies 1, Reading ladies 0, 67 minutes gone in that one. In the National League South, guys, Havenant and Waterloo 0, Hemel Hempstead Town 0. And in the Scottish Championship, guys, Arbroath 1, Wraith Rovers 1, 58 minutes gone in that one. So, yeah, that brings you bang up to date around the grounds in UK and Europe. So thank you for that, Ben. Keep the faith, mate. Still plenty of time to turn it round, hopefully, but you are up against a tough team in Leicester. Hopefully you guys can get something out of that. So we're just waiting for the second half now, guys. So big games coming tomorrow, guys. So tomorrow we have the Europa League and the Europa Conference League to wrap up with the group stages as West Ham at home tomorrow against SC Freiburg. But West Ham, I think, have already qualified. Also, The game we should hopefully be covering tomorrow is Real Betis v Rangers because Rangers still needing points to qualify. So we're going to try and cover that one. Brighton also needing points tomorrow. They play Marseille at home. So Brighton at home to Marseille. Liverpool also playing tomorrow against Union Saint Gelos. That is an earlier kickoff though. That's in the Europa League. In the Europa Conference League, Aberdeen taking on Eintracht Frankfurt, but Aberdeen already left themselves way too much to do. They can't qualify now, but they've managed to gain some valuable European experience. Let's hope that helps them out next season. Villa away at Zinski Monster, but Villa have already qualified as well. So yeah, so the only game really to keep an eye on tomorrow for qualification purposes, to actually teams still need to qualify from the UK, is Brighton taking on Marseille and obviously Rangers away at Real Betis. So hopefully those teams can get the results they need tomorrow to get themselves into the knockout stages. And then on Friday, guys, Nottingham Forest taking on Tottenham on Friday night. Also, some games in the Club World Cup. Leon Uren Red Diamonds. Leon taking on Urawa Red Diamonds. Never heard of them. And Al Hali taking on Al Lithad. So players coming back out on the pitch now, guys. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, stretching. Sorry about that, guys. Dropped my earphone. So players back on the pitch. And Newcastle to get us back underway for the second half. So Newcastle now kick us off as they play the ball back to the goal towards their own goal. Knocked out wide on that far side as Newcastle quickly trying to get on the attack. Milan intercept it as Newcastle not giving it up, trying to win it on that far side. Milan eventually knocking the ball up the field as they manage to clear it. But Newcastle pick up the loose possession on the halfway line. Now Newcastle chipping the ball forward, down as Joe Linton trying to keep it in there under pressure. Now Newcastle with a shot! And it's straight down the goalkeeper's throat from Wilson. And he makes a comfortable save, but good effort from Newcastle. Only a glimmer of the goal, but it opened up And Newcastle tried to make the best of it with a shot on goal. Mr. Barnsley, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show, Ryan. Mr. Barnsley saying, come on the tune. Absolutely, mate. Thank you, Ryan. Top stuff, mate. Top stuff. Classy guy. Now, Milan with the possession. I say, knock it out wide to this near side. Newcastle coming to press the ball, but Newcastle unable to win it as Milan just knock it back to the centre circle. Now it's played out wide on that far side as now Milan on the attack, racing forward down that far side as now they take it to the byline, ball crossed in, Newcastle knock it away. As now Newcastle tried to get on the attack, working the ball down that far side as now the ball played into the centre. It's intercepted by Milan, and now the referee's blown for I don't know what here. This referee's blowing his whistle quite a lot in this game. So free kick to Newcastle out on that far side. Ball played forward as Newcastle managed to knock it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now keeper kicks the ball long up to the centre circle. It's intercepted by Milan and they play it back to the goalkeeper. Newcastle pressing the ball well from the front here as Milan knock it out wide on that far side. It's intercepted by Newcastle further up the field. Now Newcastle trying to work through the press as they come forward now down that far side of the field. Ball played in behind, taken to the byline as they look to try and get the cross, but then forced to cut it back as Milan get bodies back to defend the ball. Now Newcastle with a cross into the box as it's headed away. And now the referee blows for a foul. And that will be a free kick to Milan. Don't forget, guys, please do hit that like button if you could. And thank you very much if you have already. Really appreciated. So Milan now coming forward down the centre as Newcastle come to press the ball. But Milan just cut it back to their centre-backs. As now they try to work the ball forward up the field. Newcastle coming to challenge for it as Milan knock it out wide on this near side, being pushed back towards their own goal as Newcastle pressing well from the front here. Now Milan switching the play out to that far side as they knock it forward. Now space to run into, but Newcastle quickly come across, make the challenge. And the ball goes out of play for a throw into Milan on the far side, just inside their own half of the field. Ball knocked up towards the halfway line. It's now Milan with the possession in the centre circle. It's cut back to the centre backs as Newcastle challenge for it. Now Milan work it out wide to this near side. As again, they're forced to cut it back under pressure from Newcastle. Now Milan kicking the ball forward as they knock it out wide to this near side again. Coming towards the edge of the Newcastle box. Ball crossed in, but it's intercepted by Newcastle. As now Newcastle knock the ball back out wide to this near side before cutting it back into the centre. Now Newcastle charging forward as the challenge comes in from Milan, but referee says play advantage. Now Newcastle working it out to that far side as Gordon racing towards the box. He's come back inside. Now he plays it across the edge of the box as Newcastle pushed out wide on this near side. Ball crossed back in as now shot comes in and it's always rising as it goes over the bar, and that'll be a goal kick to Milan. So thank you for that, Ben. Sorry, Ryan, my bad. Sorry, mate. Mr. Barnsley, thank you for that, mate. Mr. Barnsley saying, how are you keeping, Gaz? Are you looking forward to the weekend for Bolton? Newcastle now with a shot. Oh, and it's straight down the goalkeeper's throw. Oh, I think we've got a goal in the other game, guys. Newcastle now with the ball played forward. Yes, Borussia Dortmund have taken the lead against PSG, guys. So it's all going good at the moment for Newcastle. Ball knocked out wide on this near side as Newcastle trying to keep it in, and it's deflected behind off the Milan player. I think that's going to be a corner. So, yeah, Dortmund have taken the lead against PSG. Great news for Newcastle fans. So yeah, thanks, Ryan. Sorry about that, mate. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Yeah, yeah, looking forward to Bolton, but it's still a long way to go yet, mate. A lot of the season's still to be played, but hopefully they can get back to winning ways. To be honest, I'm a little bit footballed out, mate, because this is now the 10 days solid on the channel, so I'm getting a bit ready for a day off just to have a little bit of time to recharge the batteries. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping Bolton can get a good result this weekend. But thank you for that, Ben. Top man. Appreciate you asking, mate. And as I say, hope you're doing okay as well, mate. Milan now with the possession at the back. As now they play it forward. Newcastle coming to challenge for it, but Milan just knock it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Ball played out wide on this near side as it's knocked forward. And now the referee gives a free kick as Trippier protests that he didn't make much contact, but the Milan player going down there quite easily. Uh, right, Mr. Barnes is saying you need AAA batteries. Yeah, I know, mate. I love football, mate. I love football, but when you're doing it night after night, you've been at work all day, you're coming on after it, you've been at work all day. You just need a night off just to recharge and just relax, just to have because it just like I say, I love football, but with working all day and then coming home and doing live streams, it just feels like it's obviously starting to feel like a job already, and it's not yet. But keep going, mate. Just like I say, just doing a lot of days on the channel plus working my normal job. It just, just like I say, you just get tired of it in respect of where you feel like you're just working all the time. But yeah, I'll keep going. As soon as I have a day back, you guys notice whenever I get day off, I always seem to come back feeling a lot more refreshed for the next stream. It's just a lot of hours I'm covering at the minute with normal work and also on the channel. So it's just tiring me out a bit at the moment. But not to worry. That's what's needed if we're going to make the channel work. Well, thank you for that, Ryan. Yeah, I need to plug myself into a charger in it. Ball now back with Newcastle as they knock it back to the goalkeeper. So Paris have pulled one back, guys. So Dortmund won, Paris won. Newcastle now knocking the ball out wide on that far side as now they race forward down the far side of the field. Now playing the ball in behind as they cross the ball into the box. And Milan have deflected it behind, and that will be a corner to Newcastle. So Kieran Trippier to take the corner for Newcastle on the far side of the field. Corner comes in. Deflected it out wide. It was knocked out wide towards the edge of the box. But Newcastle couldn't keep it under control, and the ball deflects out wide on this near side for a throw into Milan. Throw in taken by Milan as challenge comes in from Newcastle and referee blows for the foul. So free kick to Milan on this near side. Now Milan now working the ball out wide to that far side as Newcastle come to challenge for it and win a throw in on that far side. Ball thrown forward as it's intercepted by Milan. Now Milan coming forward in the centre as they race into the Newcastle half. Challenge comes in from Newcastle as both players go to ground. Referee says play on as the ball knocked out wide on that far side, but Newcastle unable to keep it in, and it goes out for a throw in to Milan. Ball now played forward for Milan down that far side as now they try to work their way towards the Newcastle box. Working through the press on that far side as Pulisic cuts it back for Milan. Now ball played back inside as now Milan trying to work their way into the box. They do as they try to get the cross in and it's deflected behind, and that will be a corner to Milan on the far side. Mr. Barnes is saying, I'll come back to that. Corner coming, headed away as it's knocked away by Newcastle. Milan picking up the pieces further up the field. Now Milan with the possession, played out wide on this near side as they race forward towards the edge of the box. Ball taken towards the byline, crossed in as Milan have managed to knock it into the back of the net. And it's Pulisic with the goal. 58 minutes gone. Newcastle 1, Milan 1. So you have Mr. Barnsley saying you might need cheaper batteries from Pound Shop. Thank you for that, Ryan. Hassan saying PSG scored. It is 1-1. We need to score second goal soon. Thank you, Hassan. Nice one, mate. Yeah, Newcastle needing to do themselves a favour here, get themselves back into it. Newcastle now with the ball played out wide on this near side. Oh, Newcastle just let the ball get away from them there. It's gone out for a throw-in on this near side. Now, Milan coming forward, playing the ball forward into the Newcastle half. Newcastle intercept it as they knock it back to the goalkeeper. Now the goalkeeper kicks the ball out wide to this near side as both sets of players come to head it, and it's knocked out of play on this near side for a throw-in. So 60 minutes gone, guys. We were an hour into the game. Half an hour remaining. Newcastle with work to do if they want the Champions League after Christmas. But if it stays like this, they still will get some European football, but it'll be Europa League, not Champions League. Ball chipped forward for Newcastle into the centre circle, headed away as both sets of players challenge for it on this near side. Eventually, it's Milan that come away with it. Now Milan knocking it back to their defensive line as they now play it out wide on that far side. And eventually knock it back to the goalkeeper. Ball kicked long down the centre as Newcastle intercept it at the back. Now Played out to Trippier as Trippier now knocks it forward. Now Newcastle with space to run into down this near side as ball crossed into the box. And the goalkeeper gets the hand to that as the Newcastle player coming in at the back post tried to knock it back into goal. I think it was Wilson. So Gordon coming off here, guys, as Alexander Isaac coming on for Newcastle. I think he's had a good game so far, Gordon, but manager feeling the need to change it, and they're going to have another substitution here as well for Newcastle. It's Trippier coming off, and it's Dan Burn coming on. Now Milan with the ball out wide on this near side as to chip the ball forward. Milan now racing down this near side as Newcastle tried to challenge for it, but Milan managing to keep it before eventually running the ball out of play, and that will be a throw into Newcastle. Close to the halfway line, just inside their own half, as now they throw it back to their centre backs. Now it's knocked out wide on that far side as now Newcastle trying to come forward as they play the ball towards the halfway line. Milan coming across to challenge for it as Newcastle just play it into the centre circle. Now they do come forward into the Milan half as, crossfield ball there intercepted by Milan as now Milan knocking it out wide on this near side, racing forward down this near side as they come towards the Newcastle box. Ball played into the box as the challenge comes in. He stays on his feet, takes it to the byline, and eventually Newcastle managed to win the ball back as he just got himself a bit foot tangled there. Newcastle knocking the ball away up the field on this near side, but it's intercepted by Milan. And now we've got a collision of Newcastle and Milan player on this near side as the referee blows the whistle for the foul. The ball now with Newcastle for the free kick as they take it short. Now knocking it back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper plays it out wide to that far side as now Newcastle coming forward, playing it up towards the halfway line. Milan trying to challenge for it, but Newcastle keep it as they play it into the centre. Now it's knocked forward out wide to this near side, but it's intercepted by Milan there as they knock it forward now down this near side, coming into the Newcastle half, cutting the ball back into the centre circle as Newcastle tried to get bodies back behind the ball here. Ball worked out wide on that far side as Newcastle just come across to press the ball, but Milan play it back into the centre. Now Milan working it out wide to this near side as they come forward now, racing towards the byline. Ball attempted to be crossed in, but it's blocked off there by Newcastle and goes out for a corner on this near side to Milan. So still 1-1 in the other game, guys. Dortmund 1, Paris Saint-Germain 1. 65 minutes gone in that one. Atletico Madrid winning 2-0 at the moment against Lazio in Group E. And Celtic currently 1-0 up against Feyenoord. 63 minutes gone in that one. Ball comes in from the corner. Wow, the referee not happy there. Yeah, he's seeing the Milan player throw himself to the ground there. Well, credit to the ref. He's having none of this fake fouls in this one. Ball played out wide on that far side as both sets of players challenge for it. Now Newcastle coming away with it. Now Newcastle with space to run into as they race forward now into the Milan half. Milan quickly getting back to make the challenge. Newcastle almost win it back, but Milan now coming away with it as they play it back out wide to that far side. Now ball played back into the centre. As Newcastle come to challenge for it. Now Newcastle with the possession as they play it forward and now sliding into the challenge, but Milan doing the same. As Newcastle win it back. Now Newcastle coming forward as they play the ball into the Milan half. Space to run into. Milan with limited bodies back behind the ball here. As Newcastle with a shot, and it's a poor effort there coming in from that far side. A lot more options on for him there, but he's knocked it over the bar. I'm not sure if it took a deflection on the way through. Let's have a look at the replay. Not sure if it took a deflection. No, he's blasted it over there. No deflection there. So goal kick now as the ball's kicked long up the field. Both sets of players challenge for it, and the referee's given a free kick here to Milan. Yeah, it's a tussle there with Giroud and Lasselot. Now, Milan with the possession as they take the free kick short, knocking it back to their defensive line. Newcastle coming to press the ball, but Milan just play it back to the goalkeeper. As now the goalkeeper kicks the ball long down the centre of the field. Newcastle heading it back in the direction it came from as they pick up the ball now in the centre circle. Now it's knocked forward as they knock it out wide on this near side. Now coming forward towards the edge of the Milan box as they work the ball down this near side. Milan coming to press the ball, but Newcastle managing to take it in behind. Ball crossed in. That's knocked away by Milan. As Milan managing to clear their lines, knocking it up towards the halfway line. Now both sets of players challenging for it as Newcastle eventually win the ball. Now Newcastle racing forward again down the centre. This time playing the ball out wide to that far side as they come into the box, looking for the opportunity. Ball cut back towards the edge of the box. Shot comes in. Oh, and what a save there by the goalkeeper. Well, that was an absolute cracking shot, but the goalkeeper got a hand to it. Now Milan trying to hit Newcastle on the counter attack as they race forward. And Newcastle make the challenge midway inside their own half, winning it back. As now they come forward with the Toon Army cheering them on. Ball played out wide to that far side as Newcastle now working the ball up the field. Ball played towards the edge of the box as Joe Linton comes out to intercept it under pressure, but he manages to keep the ball and now cuts the ball back as Newcastle still with the possession on that far side close to the Milan box. Ball played into the centre now as Newcastle trying to work through the box. Into the box, ball played in, crossed in, and it's intercepted by Milan in the box. But Newcastle really trying to turn the screw here as Milan play the ball out wide on that far side. Now ball played forward as Milan race into the Newcastle half. Challenged by Newcastle, though, just on the edge of the centre circle as Newcastle win it back. Now Newcastle coming forward. It's end-to-end at the moment, guys. Newcastle really showing great desire here as now they knock the ball out wide to this near side. Taken to the byline. Ball crossed in. It's deep. Goalkeeper manages to win the ball in the air as he goes to ground, holding his head. That was amazing save. Just seeing a replay of that shot from Joe Linton, and it was a really good effort, in fairness, guys. I'm sure you'll agree when you see it on the highlights. So we're about to have a substitution here for Newcastle. So Lewis Millie coming off and Sean Longstaff coming on. So Milan about to make substitutions here as well, guys. Goalkeeper kicks the ball long down the centre of the field. Newcastle managing to get ahead to it as it's knocked out wide on that far side. Now the referee blows for a foul. Joe Linton there just mauling his opposition player. So Milan with a free kick out on that far side, midway inside the Newcastle half of the field. A ball free kick going to be held up while we have these substitutions for Milan. I think they're making a double here. So Loftus-Cheek coming off for Milan, and it's Tommaso Pobega coming on. Christian Pulisic coming on, and Luke Jovic coming on to replace him. So we're about to have this free kick for Milan on the far side. Ball crossed into the box, headed towards goal. But the Newcastle goalkeeper manages to pluck the ball out of the air and relieve the pressure from Newcastle. As now he tries to get Newcastle on the attack, rolling the ball out to that far side. Now Newcastle racing forward up towards the halfway line as Milan trying to get bodies back behind the ball. Now Newcastle play it into the centre as they knock it forward now, working it out wide to this near side. Now coming towards the edge of the box as they look for the opportunity for a cross. Got ball crossed back in as they tried to work it through the press there, but eventually Milan managing to knock it away. Now Milan trying to get on the attack, but Longstaff just coming in with a challenge there, and the ball deflected out to this near side and goes out for a throw-in. So throw to Milan, almost bang on the halfway line here, guys. Ball comes in as it's thrown long down the field. Newcastle managing to intercept it, knocking it back up the field as now it's not back in the direction it came from, but Newcastle picking it up midway inside their own half. Now playing it out wide on that far side, but immediately under pressure by Milan as they're forced to play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper kicks the ball long down the centre as now Newcastle trying to win the ball back, but Milan managing to knock it forward before it bounces out of play on this near side and goes out for a throw into Newcastle midway inside their own half. Joe Linton's been booked for that earlier challenge. Now, Newcastle playing the ball out wide on that far side. It's now Trippier. No, it's not Trippier because he's been taken off, hasn't he? Newcastle racing forward, but the referee's giving it the other way here. Scarp. Well, we've got a Milan player down. I think it's Calabria, the Milan player down on the ground at the moment, guys. So apparently, just hearing there was a VAR check in the other game, guys, for a possible penalty for or possible goal for PSG. But I think it's been ruled off or ruled out. So Newcastle still with the hope to qualify, but they need to grab a winner. Ball back with the goalkeeper now as we're about to have a free kick here for Milan. Well, Milan played back on his feet now from that challenge. So free kick now for Milan. Ball kick long down the field by the goalkeeper. And yeah, a bit of a tussle going on there with Giroud and one of the Newcastle defenders. And the referee not liking it as it's given it against Milan. I love the physicality of the game, guys. Ball played out wide on that far side as it's challenged by Milan. And eventually the ball goes out for a throw into Newcastle close to the halfway line. Ball comes in from the throw-in. It's now Newcastle work it forward down that far side, but then cut the ball back into the centre as Milan challenge for it. Now Newcastle racing forward. Ball played forward as it's crossed into the box. Oh, Newcastle missed it as the ball deflected out wide on that far side. Now Milan trying to hit them on the counter-attack as they play the ball forward quickly up to the centre circle, but challenge comes in there from Newcastle. And now the referee blows for the foul, and he's given another yellow card here for Luke Jovic, the Milan player, although I think it's a bit of a harsh one in fairness, guys. I can just see, yeah, actually it's not. He was pulling him down. Couldn't see that. We didn't get that in our camera shot on the initial and the normal speed of the game. So correct decision by the ref. As now Newcastle playing the ball out wide to this near side. Now Newcastle with a cross into the box, headed up into the air as the goalkeeper comes to try and gather it, but he's only managed to knock it away. As eventually Milan do manage to clear their lines, knocking it up the field. But now Milan in behind us. They play the ball forward, coming forward. Oh, and they check the shot and it deflects off the bar. Well, it's hit the post, the near side post, and deflected away. Is that a sign that it's Newcastle's night? Ball played forward now by Newcastle. That's got to give them some encouragement seeing that happen. That was a sitter for Milan. Now Newcastle knocking the ball out wide to this near side as challenge comes in and the ball goes out of play for throwing to Milan. Yeah, he was in behind the Newcastle defence, took the shot and it bounced off the near side post and away from goal. Now Milan winning it back in the centre as they charge forward down the middle, knocking it forward, but it's intercepted by the Newcastle goalkeeper. Now Newcastle coming forward as the goalkeeper quickly gets them on the move. Newcastle knocking it out wide to this near side. Come on, Newcastle, show some urgency here, guys. Come on. Ball eventually knocked all the way back to the goalkeeper. If you just joined us, guys, 79 and a half minutes gone. Still 1-1 here. 1-1 in the other game. Newcastle just need a winner. But if it stays like this, they will have European football next season. Just won't be Champions League, it'll be Europa League. But there's still a chance for them to get that winner and potentially get European football after Christmas in the Champions League. Another stoppage here, guys. As another coming together. Yeah, what is he thinking there, the Milan player? Just dragged the Newcastle player down to the ground, just totally grabbing hold of him there. So free kick. So it's Yunus Musa, the Milan player with the yellow card for that. And now a Newcastle free kick in a dangerous position, guys, about 25 yards from goal, maybe slightly more. Very central. So good opportunity for either a shot or a cross into the box. Don't forget, guys, please do hit that thumbs up if you could. Would be appreciated. And thank you very much if you have already. So Newcastle now with the free kick. Ball chipped forward into the box. headed on, and the goalkeeper manages to intercept that. As now he tries to get Milan going, rolling the ball out to this near side. Now Milan racing forward into the Newcastle half. Newcastle come to make the challenge. Both players go to ground, and the referee's given the free kick Milan's way. So Milan now with his free kick on this near side, about 25 yards, 30 yards from goal, out on this near side. I don't think they're going to shot. It's going to be a cross. Yep, cross comes in, headed towards goal, but it's just wide and goes out and behind. And I think that's going to be a corner. So, yeah, corner to Milan on this near side. Corner taken short. As now Milan coming into the box, blocked off by Newcastle. As now Newcastle on the attack down this near side as they knock the ball forward, and it just deflects off a Milan player there and goes out for a throw-in on this near side inside the Newcastle half. We're about to have a double substitution for Milan. And it's Giroud coming off. And Yunus Musa coming on to replace him. Oh, I thought we were having a double there. We supposed two players stood on the touchline, but only one change. Newcastle now with the possession. Ball played out wide to that far side as they cut it back to the goalkeeper as Milan come to press from the front. Now Newcastle playing it down the middle as they try to work through the press. Ball worked out wide to that far side as now Newcastle come forward into the Milan half. Ball played forward to Joe Linton. He's under pressure there, but he still manages to keep it. Now the ball in behind as Joe Linton cuts it back. Now Newcastle on the edge of the Milan box, looking for an opportunity for the shot. Ball played in, but knocked away by Milan as Newcastle pick up the pieces further up the field. Now Newcastle coming down the centre. Ball played into the box, and it's knocked away again by Milan. Newcastle just need to take some shots. They're trying to walk it into the back of the net a bit here. Milan now coming forward, racing down the middle. Ball played into the box as Milan with the shot. Oh, and it's into the back of the net. And it's the substitution for Milan. "83 and a half minutes gone, guys. And Newcastle find themselves 2-1 down. Hit on the counter-attack. Well, that's really disappointing to concede that goal. How well Newcastle have played in spells of this game. Now, I don't know if we're going to have a VAR check for this being offside. Jamie Wootton, Jamie's saying it's offside. VAR looking. Thank you, Jamie. I'm not seeing nothing on my screen at the minute, but nice one, mate. Thank you, Jamie. Top man, Jamie. Let's hope it is offside because that'll be a bit of a break for Newcastle, won't it? No, I think it's been given, mate. Samuel with the goal. Yep, we're back underway. The goal stands. Newcastle now with the possession. Knocked out wide on that far side. And Jamie saying it's given it. It's given it. I know, mate. Disappointing that. Now Newcastle with the ball in the centre as they knock it forward, but it's knocked away. They've got 5 minutes to get themselves back in this game. Now Newcastle with the possession as they play it out wide on that far side. Now ball played back into the centre as it's knocked out wide to this near side. Milan getting bodies back, but Newcastle just cut the ball back up the field. Looks to have took the sting out of them a little bit, that, guys. Jamie saying, I like Newcastle. I work with Newcastle. I do, mate. I do. I don't work with Newcastle, but I do like Newcastle. Loving that, Jamie. Top stuff, mate. Yeah, I do like Newcastle as a club. I do like the fans anyway. I like the fans. I'm not sure about their new owners. I haven't made up my mind yet, but certainly do like the club and the fans, the fantastic support the fans show. Milan now knocking the ball out wide on this near side as now they race forward. Ball crossed in as now another shot, but it's blocked off this time by Newcastle. And now Newcastle picking up the pieces outside the box. Come on, Newcastle, get going. Ball kicked long out wide to that far side as now Newcastle push up into the Milan half of the field. Now ball played into the box as Newcastle taking it to the byline, but again Milan just managing to make the challenge as now they knock it away and up the field. Milan with the possession in the middle of the field, still inside the Newcastle half as Newcastle make the challenge and the referee blows for the foul. So free kick to Milan. Jamie's saying, I don't like the Newcastle beer, though. Newcastle Brown, yeah. Yeah, I'm not, I can drink it. I can drink it, but I'm not a bit, yeah, it's not that, it's got a distinctive taste on it, Jamie. Nice one, mate. Yeah, I know what you mean. Got a very unique taste. You got to have a taste for it, haven't you? Oh, yeah, I like that, Jamie. Top stuff, mate. Ball chipped forward now for Milan as it's deflected out wide on this near side. Now Milan coming forward as Newcastle managed to make the challenge. Now Newcastle trying to work through the press as they try to come forward now, but forced to play it back into the centre, try and find some space. Now ball played forward as Newcastle now work through the press, knocking it out wide to that far side as they come forward into the Milan half. Now Newcastle playing it back into the centre though as they still try to push up the field. Now it's knocked out wide to this near side as Newcastle keep coming forward, edging the way up the pitch. Working it down this near side as Milan come to challenge and the ball goes out for a throw-in on this near side. Throw-in taken quickly for Newcastle as Newcastle now playing the ball towards the edge of the box. Now it's knocked back out wide to this near side as now Newcastle taking it to the byline and eventually Bruno has run it out of play. Jamie Wotton saying Celtic 2-1. Thank you, Jamie. Nice one, mate. Thanks for the update. Top man. Top man. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate the update, mate. Thank you. Goalkeeper kicks the ball out wide on this near side. Both sets of players challenge for it. Milan winning the possession. As now Milan chipping the ball forward, but Newcastle intercept it as the ball deflects back towards the goalkeeper. Newcastle now picking up the pieces as they knock it out wide on this near side. And now a strong challenge comes in from Milan and the referee booking the player. This referee's been chucking some cards about tonight. So it's Florenzi into the referee's book. Free kick now for Newcastle on this near side. 4 minutes to be added on, guys, at the end of this second half. Goalkeeper with the free kick. Ball knocked long up the field as Newcastle with the possession. Milan knock it away. Goalkeeper comes to intercept it, plays it forward. Newcastle now with the possession on the halfway line. Ball kicked long down the centre as Newcastle intercept it just on the edge of the box. Now trying to work through the press as Milan managed to again get a toe on it and knock it away. And it bounces out on this near side for a throw-in. Jamie's saying this ref loves the cards out. He does, doesn't he? I know, yeah. Well said, Jamie. Yeah, well said, mate. He's been a bit card happy, hasn't he, Jamie? Ball chipped forward and it bounces all the way through to the Milan keeper. Yep, well said, Jamie. He's definitely been a bit card happy, and he's dished out a few in this one. Be interesting to see at full time just how many he's dished out, but he's certainly dished a few out, hasn't he? So yeah, well said, Jamie. Goalkeeper kicks the ball long up the fielders. Now it's deflected out wide on this near side. Newcastle managing to intercept it at the back though as they play it back to the goalkeeper. We're a minute and a half into the four. Newcastle now kicking the ball long up towards the halfway line. Milan head it back in the direction it came from as now Newcastle knock it out to Joe Linton on that far side. Now Joe Linton racing forward as he comes towards the edge of the box. Ball played in behind, ball crossed in, and it's deflected behind by Milan. And that will be a corner for Newcastle. Jamie saying card mad. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. He is, mate. Very card mad. So we've got a corner now for Newcastle. The goalkeeper's come up as well. Corner on the far side. Corner comes in. It's deep. Headed towards, headed wide. Joe Linton knocking it back into goal. And now Milan with the ball knocked away as the goalkeeper has got himself out of goal. And now the ball kicked forward. But Newcastle just managing to let it roll out of play there. Newcastle now coming forward again as they build from the back. Jamie saying, come on, Newcastle. Absolutely, mate. But he's leaving it, left it a bit late now. It's getting late in the game, only a minute remaining. We need them to just take a shot. Knocked out wide to this near side. And to just manage to keep it in. Now ball crossed in as Milan knock it away. Newcastle picking up the pieces on the halfway line. Now ball knocked forward as Milan intercept it. Now Milan trying to come forward as they race forward now. Newcastle with limited bodies back behind the ball here as Milan come racing forward, knocking it out to that far side. Oh, and the shot comes in and it deflects off the post and out to that far side. He's tried to be too smart there with it as Newcastle come to make the challenge, but now the referee blows for a foul. So we've had the 4 minutes, guys. Jamie saying game over. I know it's not looking good, is it, mate? Well, we've got some handbags going on the far side of the field. And Newcastle with another booking. Well, what I've got to say, guys, it's been a fantastic campaign for Newcastle. They've really got to give a good account of themselves. They had a right goal. It's a real shame to see them finish bottom of the group. And the final whistle has gone, guys. And it's finished Newcastle 1, Milan 2. Disappointing end to what's been a brave campaign for Newcastle. So let's have a look how that game has gone. And Jamie saying, what a game, though. Absolutely well said, yeah. It was a cracking game, wasn't it, mate? Well said, Jamie. Thank you, mate. It was an absolute cracker. It was a really good end-to-end game, wasn't it? And very entertaining. Thank you for that, Jamie. Top man. Loving the positive vibes, mate. Thank you. So let's have a quick look at the match stats, guys. As see how the game has gone in numbers. So bear with me a second. I'll show it on the screen so you guys can see it. But don't worry if you can't read it. I'll read it out to you if you're listening in on a small device. So Obviously, full time, guys. Newcastle 1, Milan 2. And this is how the game has gone in numbers. Total shots 17 for Newcastle, 12 for Milan. Shots on target 8 for Newcastle, 2 for Milan. Possession 58% for Newcastle, 42% for Milan. Passes 459 for Newcastle, 337 for Milan. Pass accuracy 84% for Newcastle, 76%, for Milan. Fouls 17 against Newcastle, 14 against Milan. Yellow cards 2 for Newcastle, 5 for Milan. I think he's dished out a few more than that. I don't think that's accurate. Red cards, none, thankfully. Offsides, 1 apiece, so 1 offside each. And corners, 5 for Newcastle, 3 for Milan. And this is how the group has finished, guys. Disappointed to see Newcastle finishing bottom of the group. They gave a good account of themselves. They tried. They managed to give a good account of themselves and had a real go in Europe. But it's always the same, guys. If you're going to qualify in Europe, you've got to get 2 wins on the board to give yourself a chance. And unfortunately, Newcastle with only the 1, 2 draws and 3 defeats. But as I say, the stats there don't really tell the full picture. I thought that Newcastle over the group stage have really give a good account of themselves. But hopefully the experience will encourage them to want more and be hungry for more. And hopefully we'll be seeing Newcastle back in the Champions League sometime soon in the next couple of seasons. So let's have a look at the results around the ground as well, guys. Just let you know about the results around the ground. Drop your comments in now, guys, and I'll come to the comments in a minute to read your final comments. But at first, let me just read out the results, guys. So in the Champions League Group E, Atletico Madrid 2, Lazio 0, Celtic 2, Feyenoord 1. Celtic finally getting a win on the board. Group F, Borussia Dortmund 1, Paris Saint-Germain 1, Newcastle United 1, AC Milan 2. In Group G, Red Star Belgrade 2, Manchester City 3, RB Leipzig 2, Young Boys 1. In Group H, FC Porto 5, Shakhtar Donetsk 3, Royal Antwerp 3, Barcelona 2. So Barcelona losing in Europe Champions League again. In the English Championship, guys, Cardiff 0, Birmingham City 1, Coventry City 1, Southampton 1, Leicester City 3, Millwall 2, Norwich City 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Plymouth 0, and Middlesbrough 1, Hull City 2. The FA Cup, guys, second round replay, Stockport County 0, Aldershot Town 1. In the Ladies Champions League, guys, finished earlier today, Group A, Rosengard Ladies 0, Barcelona Ladies 6, Benfica Ladies 1, Eintracht Frankfurt Ladies 0, St. Pottenan Ladies 0, Slavia Prague Ladies 0, and Leon Faminos Ladies 3, Brana Ladies 1. In the FA Women's League Cup, Aston Villa Ladies 5, Durham Ladies 1, Blackburn Rovers Ladies 0, Sunderland Ladies 3. Group B, Everton Ladies 1, Liverpool Ladies 2, Arsenal Ladies 3, Tottenham Ladies 3. That going went to penalties, and Arsenal Ladies coming out on top, 4-3 winners on penalties. Bristol City Ladies 1, Reading Ladies 1, Reading winning on penalties also, 5-4 in that one. In the National League South, guys, Havant and Waterlooville 2, Hemel Hampstead Town 0. In the Scottish Championship, guys, Arbroath 1, Wraith Rovers 2. So there you go, guys. That brings you bang up to date with all the games around the UK and Europe. Let's see what you guys are saying before we wrap it up. So thank you, Jamie. Jamie clapping top man. Thank you, mate. Hassan is saying Newcastle should have won this game It is really disappointing, but they can now concentrate on the EFL. Absolutely, Hassan. Yeah, let's say, mate, hopefully they've gained valuable experience from this, and it'll make them hungry for more. But yeah, well said, top man, Hassan. Great comment, mate. Great comment. Absolutely right. Disappointing, but like I say, hopefully the disappointment serves them well, because sometimes when teams don't do as well as they like, the disappointment can encourage them to go work harder. So hopefully that has that effect. But thank you, Hassan. Top comment, mate. Hassan saying Newcastle is completely out of it, out of European tournament. It may help them to focus on the EPL. Absolutely, Hassan. Well said, mate. Well said. Absolutely. Looking Hassan there, putting the positive spin on it. So nice one, mate. Totally agree. Let's hope it serves them well. And Jamie Wotton saying, though Newcastle was better, thought Newcastle were better. Yeah, I thought they played really well. Yeah, they were better. I would agree. Yeah, they were the better of the two teams. But as I say, just wasn't to be, was it, tonight? But not to worry. Win some, lose some. And like I say, hopefully the disappointment encourages Newcastle to go again. So, yeah, thank you, Jamie. Top man, thank you, mate. Pleasure having your company this evening, mate. And great to have your comments in the chat. Loving the positive vibes from you, mate. So thank you for your contribution, Jamie Wotton, top man, and also Hassan Harisi. Thank you for your contribution as well, mate. It's been a pleasure as always. Really appreciate your conversation and company. So thank you, Hassan. Been a pleasure, mate. So yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here and go and grab something to eat. Thank you to all you guys that dropped in on the stream. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy what's left of your evening. And Jamie just saying there, night, mate. Night, mate. Everyone again. Thank you, Jamie. What a guy. Top man, Jamie. Awesome. Thank you, mate. You're an absolute gentleman. Thank you, Jamie. Top man. And Hassan saying, please hit the like button before logging out. Thank you, Hassan. What a guy. You guys are absolutely class. Thank you very much, guys. Really do appreciate the positivity. Absolutely class, you guys. Thank you, Jamie and Hassan. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe and well. Hopefully see you on future streams. I'm hoping to be back if I can get home for work tomorrow at decent time. Hopefully to be back tomorrow for Europa League night. So if you're not too busy, I might see you then. But if you are busy, not a problem, guys. I'm sure I'll catch up with you on a future stream, hopefully. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, Jamie Wotton and Hassan Harisi. You guys, absolutely class. Thank you for your company and conversation. Look after yourselves. Best wishes to you and your families. And hopefully I'll see you guys again soon. But for me, for now, that's it. Take care, guys. All the best. Bye for now.